Hey y'all, it is me, Maritza. I hope that everyone is doing well out there tonight. I wanted to get on for a little bit and talk with y'all about something that I pulled out of witnessing the conversation between the senator and the two women who are survivors of sexual assault. Um, Regardless of what side you're on in a discussion, there was such value in witnessing that. And for me, set aside from some other areas, because it was quite emotional for me as well. I took something from it because from a different perspective. Immediately after I left, just a little bit of where I'm going with this. So I left house because I had some things I had to do, and when I came back, I heard all that had transpired, and what I started to feel on the inside of me was like, wow, like that's wild. Because imagine if they had not showed up. Imagine if they had decided to stay home today. Imagine based off of all that they were hearing, because all they have been hearing for the last couple of weeks is that this vote is going to take place, this vote is going to take place. And leading up to these two women cornering the senator into the elevator, there was actually, I guess, Democrats had walked out, and so you could see that there was a meeting going on. The Republicans were inside of, and some Democrats still were inside, and they were talking and having a hearing. And outside, there had been some Democrats that had Democratic leaders that had stepped out, and they was talking, I believe it was to the press outside of the meeting. And then all of a sudden you see these two women. Well, it looked like it was one at first in the doorway, but there was one behind her, and they began screaming passionately at one of the senators. And it was so powerful, because I said to myself, wow, like they weren't where the Democratic leaders were. Their minds were fixated on getting to these leaders that are making the decisions so that they could make their concerns known. But regardless of the side, whatever side you're on, like what I took from that outside of everything that's going on that deals with it was how important it is for us to show up. How important it is for us to make sure that we are walking in obedience to what we hear the Lord saying to do. Because I just think about how many times we as individuals have lost out on things. We've missed out because we haven't shown up, because we have given up right there when things were about to change, when the blessing was about to manifest itself. We miss out because we get frustrated and we don't show up. It was just so powerful to witness the change that happened because these two women showed up and had the opportunity. Because think of it this way, y'all. If they had not showed up, they would not have been able to corner him in that elevator, and they would not have been able to have that personal time with him where they could voice their concerns to him. And they would not have been able to be the voice that he later said was one of the reasons why he called for this pause and for this FBI investigation. So they may have been the straw that broke the camel's back. Like he said that he had, there was other things, but up until they had had that conversation with him, he was gonna move forward and just vote. So when I saw that change, like when I saw how things manifested, I just was so profoundly like shook by why it's so important for us to be obedient about what we hear God saying to us. Because there's places where we're supposed to be strategically planting ourselves so that He can use us at the capacity that He wants to use us, so that we can be the change in the world that He wants us to be. And we saw an example of what showing up can do, what not giving up, what walking in faith and what persevering actually can do, on a large level. So I had to share that. I had to encourage those of us who may be struggling, because so often things can get, so often we're constantly in this, how do I want to say it here? So often we're seeing what looks like there's no progress. So often we're seeing, um, us doing a whole bunch of work, and what appears to be is us not getting anywhere. But it probably felt that same way for those women yesterday, and the day before, and the day before that, and weeks before that. And here it is that this particular day, things were so aligned that they were literally able to be the difference, to make an impact. And we have to be that same way. We have to be diligent in that same exact way, you guys, about the things that we are assigned to, the people we are assigned to, the calls that are on our lives. Um, so wait, before I get off, because I forgot to say it at the beginning, I do not own the rights to any of the music that you hear in the background. I just enjoy listening to music while I'm working. And so I don't own any of the rights. But I did want to get on, and I did want to share that with you guys. I truly hope that, it helps someone to be encouraged, not to give up, and to keep persevering, no matter what it looks like. Keep persevering, because you never know when you're at the finish line. Sometimes we don't get to see the finish line sign, and we have to be mindful of that sometimes we're right there at the finish line, but we don't know it, because it wouldn't be faith if we saw the finish line. Faith would be continuing to move forward even though we don't see the finish line ahead of us. I hope this helps someone. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.